Al Capone quotes from the crime czar of the 1920s. Al Capone, also known as Scarface, was an infamous crime boss during the Prohibition era in the United States. Here are some of the most notorious Al Capone quotes. Born in 1899, Al Capone started drifting toward a life of crime at the age of 14. Capone dropped out of school after striking a teacher and began to work small labor jobs to earn his way. Soon after, he joined the James Street Boys, a gang run by Johnny Torrio. Quickly, Capone climbed the ranks and followed Torrio to Chicago in 1920 together. Torrio and Capone took over the Colosimo mob and grew their power by distributing liquor and running gambling joints and brothels. When Torrio retired to Italy in 1925, Capone took leadership of the gang. The mob became known as the Capone Mob, and Capone became known as the crime czar of Chicago. In 1931, Capone was convicted of 5 counts of tax evasion. He died of cardiac arrest on January 25, 1947. Al Capone quotes from the crime czar of the 1920s. 1. The country wanted booze, and I organized it. Why should I be called a public enemy? 2. Nobody was ever killed except outlaws, and the community is better off without them. 3. It's pretty tough when a citizen with an unblemished record must be hounded from his home by the very policemen whose salaries are paid, at least in part, from the victim's pocket. You might say that every policeman in Chicago gets some of his bread and butter from the taxes I pay. 4. Once you're in the racket, you're always in it. The parasites will trail you, begging for money and favors, and you can never get away from them no matter where you go. 5. I never stuck up a man in my life. Neither did any of my agents ever rob anybody or burglarize any homes while they worked for me. They might have pulled plenty of jobs before they came with me, or after they left me, but not while they were in my outfit. 6. The funny part of the whole thing is that a man in this line of business has so much company. I mean his customers. If people did not want beer and wouldn't drink it, a fellow would be crazy for going around trying to sell it. 7. I have always been opposed to violence, to shootings. I have fought, yes, but fought for peace. And I believe I can take credit for the peace that now exists in the racket game in Chicago. I believe that the people can thank me for the fact that gang killings here are probably a thing of the past. 8. Prohibition has made nothing but trouble. 9. A crook is a crook, and there's something healthy about his frankness in a matter. But any guy who pretends he is enforcing the law and steals on his authority is a swell snake. The worst type of these punks is the big politician. You can only get a little of his time because he spends so much time covering up that no one will know that he is a thief. A hard-working crook will and can get those birds by the dozen. But right down in his heart he won't depend on them, hates the sight of them. 10. When I sell liquor, it's bootlegging. When my patrons serve it on a silver tray on Lakeshore Drive, it's hospitality. 11. Why? The very guys that make my trade good are the ones that yell the loudest about me. Some of the leading judges use the stuff. 12. I got nothing against the honest cop on the beat. You just have them transferred someplace where they can't do you any harm. But don't ever talk to me about the honor of police captains or judges. If they couldn't be bought, they wouldn't have the job. 13. I am like any other man. All I do is supply a demand. 14. All I ever did was sell beer and whiskey to our best people. 15. I'm the boss. I'm going to continue to run things. They've been putting the Roscoe on me for a good many years, and I'm still healthy and happy. 16. Why not treat our business like any other man treats his? As something to work at in the daytime and forget when he goes home at night. There's plenty of business for everybody. Why kill each other over it? 17. Some call it bootlegging. Some call it racketeering. I call it a business. 18. They can't collect legal taxes from illegal money. 19. They talk about me not being legitimate. Nobody's on the legit, you know that, and so do they. Nobody's really on the legit when it comes down to cases. 20. All I ever did was supply a demand that was pretty popular. 21. I am just a businessman, giving the people what they want. 22. Nobody wanted prohibition. This town voted 6-1 against it. Somebody had to throw some liquor on that thirst. Why not me? 23. Hell, it's a business. All I do is supply a public demand. I do it in the best and least harmful way I can. I can't change the conditions. I just meet them without backing up. 24. I'm a businessman. I've made my money supplying a popular demand. If I break the law, my customers are as guilty as I am. 25. Some of the biggest dries in the country buy from me and have for years, so let's stop kidding.